Sound test one, check 1 2 sound. 1 1 to sound 1 2. One song test 1 1 2. Checking sound 1 1 2. One sound test 1 1 2. Checking the sound.
Check, microphone test, testing for the sound, quality of the sound, check. Check, 1 2 3, 3 2 1. Testing, 1 2 3, 3 2 1. Testing for the sound, quality of the sound, check, 1 2 3, 3 2 1. Check, 1 2 3, 3 2 1. Microphone check. Testing, 1 2 3. Okay.
I have a meeting in Ivan too, but we just trying to use them one tonight. Like I said, the border only 2 weeks ago, and every time we come to keep on asking us to try. So we try to don't make them feel like they are.
Members of the bereaved family, respected Pandit Rishi, and his group accompanying him. Mothers, fathers, brothers and sisters, my humble namaste, sitaram, assalamu alaikum, and a very good evening to all those of you who have taken your time off from your busy schedule to join with the Saran family, Sansarran, as they say farewell to their beloved mother, Chandrawatti Sansarran. And those of us who are here tonight on behalf of the family, I'd like to welcome you to the farewell ceremony. And I'd like to say to you that the family really appreciate and they're grateful for you to come and to be with them in these, their trying moments and their moments of pain. We all know that when death comes, it leaves an indelible pain in the lives of all of us, especially if it's a close one. And that pain, it can be how many people come to you and say, my sympathies are with you. Friends, if you do not, or if you have never gone through the death of a loved one, you will not know what that pain is. True or false? True. So this family right now, I can tell you that for the last couple of years, They have been going through trying times where this mother, she would have lived a life, a long life of 84, yes, but a life, although she was happy, she had her trying moments. Because imagine a mother going through hardships and at the same time having to live saying farewell to 5 of your kids is a very, very hard thing. It's a traumatic thing. And so the late Chandrawatti, I can safely say to you, was a strong, independent, lovable, kind individual. And so as we are about to commence this evening satsang, as we ask God to bless the soul, to bless the family, give them the strength, faith, and courage to accept the loss of a beloved, and to bless all of you, those of you who have joined here, to share with them. I invite no one else but her daughter, Pinky, who thought it best that she should be saying the opening prayers. And I ask her to come and let's do the opening prayers to commence this satsang for her mom.
Sitaram, everyone. Pleasant good night. For those who don't know me, my name is Pinky. I am the youngest child of my late mother, Chandrawatti Sansarran, called Auntie Chan and Mama. As we gather here tonight, I want to thank all of you for coming out to show your love and support to this family at this moment. It means a lot to us. I will ask for a silent moment as we do the opening prayer. Om Gajanam Om Gajanam Bhutagana Visevitam Kapita Jambo Balavakshanam Umapatam Shukta Vinakaram Namami Vishwarapamadpankajam Vasudevam Sutam Devam Kamsacharyamadanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadguru Om Karpura Gauram Karunatataram Sansasaram Bhuvaneshwaranam Ramaya Ramabhadraya Ramachandravirase Raghunataya Nalaya Sitaya Pati Namah Om Mangalam Bhagavan Vishnu Mangalam Gadu Hare Mangalam Pundarikaksham Mangalai Hari. This message is for my mom. Ma, tonight I salute you. My kind, my loving, my strong, my independent mother, compassionate, and all above. I want to thank you, Ma, for all the sacrifice you made for this family. Your work on earth has done, Ma. Your job is done, my mother, and I want to thank you for everything you've done for this family. I want to tell you, Mother, that I love you, and not only today, but I have the rest of my life to remember you and remember the memory that we share. I forever love you, Ma. Sisters and brothers, as we gather here tonight, it's so much I want to say, but there are a lot of speakers, there respective pundit and others. And for those who know my mom, they knew who she was. If I were to stand here tonight, it not would be only tonight, but all the nights. If I were to say how beautiful she was, how kind she was, how loving she was, she left a legacy. And we have a lot of memory of her. That's what keeps us going now. Once again, I thank you all for coming here tonight and support us. Sitaram.
Thank you very much, Pinky Ji, sisters and brothers. That was her daughter doing her desire and wish to do the opening prarthana as we commence this evening's Bidai ceremony. And at this time, I'm going to ask Panditji now to take the lead, and we'll all follow.
Check 1, 2, sound. प्रेम से बोले सेवेंद्रवन कृष्ण चंद्र की जय। भक्तजन शुभ स्वागतम। Namaste, Sitam devotees. My deepest condolences to the family, to all respectful Brahmin devotees, to you bhaktas once again, my humble pranam. As we join with this beautiful family, praise and thanks to Bhagwan Sri Krishna. This is what you call the Antishti Samskar. Of the 16 Samskar, this one becomes the last. And this afternoon, as we join in the viewing, we join in praise and thanks to Prabhu as we bow our heads once again. कंसचारोर्मर्दनम् देवकी परमानन्दम् कृष्णं वन्दे जगद्गुरु मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुलं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे परमानन्दा माधव। कृष्ण वासुदेवाय देवकी नन्दनाय च नन्दा गोपाल कुमाराय श्री गोविन्दाय नमो नमः। हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पते गोपीशा गोपिकांता राधाकांता नमस्तुते। गोविंद गोविंद हरे मुरारे गोविंद गोविंद रत्नापाणि गोविंद गोविंद मुकुंद कृष्ण गोविंद दामोदर मधुमते। नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नादि निधनादेवा शङ्खचक्रागदाघ्रां अक्षय पुण्यकिकाक्षा प्रीता मोक्षप्रदो भव। ओम अथ श्री पुष्पसङ्काशं प्रीतावासमुच्युतं। नमस्ते याति गोविन्दा नाते सर्गिर्भवम्। ओम कृष्ण कृष्ण कृपालो त्वमति गतिर्भव। संसार नवामङ्गलानं प्रसीदा पुरुषोत्तम। ओम नारायण सुरेशतम लक्ष्मीकान्तं जनार्दनम् अनितर्पणीनाथं प्रीतामोक्षप्रदो भव। ओम नमो सुन्दरमानाजाय प्रीतप्रीतरवारमूर्ते। स्वामी प्रियसुभ्यादायत् अस्मे लोकपत्रात्राच। मंगलम भगवान विष्णु मंगलम गरुडध्वज मंगलय पुंडरीकाक्ष मंगलय तनुहरे। हरि ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय नमः। प्रेम से बोलो शिवेंद्र बन कृष्ण चंद्र की जय। श्रीमन्नारायण नारायण नारायण श्रीमन्नारायण नारायण भजमन नारायण। स्वामी नारायण नारायण नारायण। We pray to Lord Vishnu, who is none other than Paramatma. Hey Prabhu, Jyoti Bindu Paramatma se may you come and meet with Bhagwan, the source of the supreme life, and let us have a union with Bhagwan. You will experience the supreme bliss of your life. Your life becomes with light, O Atma, as we connect our Atma to Param Atma. Jyoti Bindu Paramatma se
प्रभु कैसा दे सारा जीवन देख प्रभु तेरे निगर विराजे देख प्रभु तेरे निगर विराजे तेरे लिए हबीब झूठी बिल्ली परमात्मा से है मेरी आत्मा भजन करे ज्योति बिंदु के प्रेम से चला परम पिता प्रेम पात्र बदल तुम शुभ बन परले किरण किरण को निकरण निरण से हो किरण किरण को निकरण निरण से हो जमना में मगन ज्योति बिंदु परमात्मा से मेरी आत्मा अब जल करे मिलन हो अब जल करे मिलन When death stands before us, it is only Bhagwan Shri Ram Maryada Purushottam Bhagwan Shri Krishna becomes the boat and boatman of our Atma. And while we live on earth here today, we must prepare ourselves for this final moment, my friends. Death comes for everyone one day, whether we like it or not. Death has no respect for none of us, my friends. So we pray to Bhagwan and ask of him as we thank him for our mother's life. May Prabhu please accept that Atma and may tomorrow as we perform the Adkishi Samkar, may the 5 elements return safely to his respectful place. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram 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 Raghupati Ghagava Raja Ram Raghupati Ghagava Raja Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram O Raghupati Ghagava Raja Ram Raghupati Ghagava Raja Ram Shri Ram Shri Ram Raja Ram O Siya Ram Siya Ram Raja Ram Siya Ram O Raja Ram Siya Ram Siya Ram Jai Jai Ram Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram Siyavar Ramchandra ki jai Shri Narayan Narayan नारायण नारायण भजमन नारायण नारायण ना जय तिरुमल्याते मातराजन नयम भवा पवित्रमाना आजन क्या सार्वायम पुरा श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वसुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वसुदेव कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वसुदेव हे नाथ नारायण वसुदेव हे नाथ नारायण वसुदेव श्री कृष्ण गोविंद हरे मुरारी हे नाथ नारायण वसुदेव हे नाथ नारायण वसुदेव हे नाथ नारायण वसुदेव. In the beautiful pages of Shri chapter 2 verse 20, Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna tells Arjuna that the soul is never born, not does the soul dies at any time. And while we sit here grieving, he speaks to Arjuna and he's teaching, he's saying, we grieve for something we should not grieve for. Because while we think our mother have passed away, really and truly, the Atma lives on forever. So the soul could never be destroyed. As a human being puts on new garments and giving up the old ones, in the same way the Atma, the soul, gives up the useless body and takes another body. Bhagwan asks a question. You cry today, you cry tomorrow. Will this body rise anymore, Betty? This body is not able to rise anymore. But we cry and we grieve because of something called attachment. And because we have touched to our mother, we have built that relationship, and we have, connect our lives with persons and people in this life. And that is why we grieve, because of attachment. But Bhagwan Sri Krishna teaches, we grieve for something we should not grieve for. So, of the 16 samskar, this one becomes the last. And tomorrow, the family shall perform the Anteshti samskar. And performing the Anteshti samskar, it means they are going to dispose of the body that was given to your mother. And all of us are very fortunate to receive a human body first to begin with. We are so fortunate that we have performed good karma to receive this beautiful opportunity of life. And there's a beautiful verse always tells us in the Ramcharitamanas. He tells us very beautifully, It is great fortune that we are saved by human body. How blessed we are to receive the body that can help us return to Paramatma. Is Bhagwan of the name of Ram can help us. Shri Ram Baba, he says, my friends, first to begin with, it is true great fortune that you and I have secured a human body. And through the human body, it is the gateway for the Atma to merge to Paramatma. Many times I ask the question, what's the purpose of life? And while we think it's to live and to eat and to drink and to marry our lives, really and truly, it is the only opportunity from the Garu Puran tells us in chapter 16, it is the only opportunity for the Atma, the soul, to merge with Bhagwan through the human body. It doesn't matter who you are, my friends. It doesn't matter which religion you follow. If you're Hindu, be a good Hindu. Sri Sai Baba tells us, if you're Christian, be a good Christian. You're Muslim, be a good Muslim. If you're Hindu, be a good Hindu. Religion is there for us to give us guide so that we can return to Paramatma one day. But we have to look after this human body, my friends. And one day, the Atma will leave this body because this body did not come to last forever, my friends. Are we certain about anything in life? If we are not, we are only certain for one thing, which is called death. Death comes one day for all of us, my friends. So while we prepare tomorrow to dispose of this body, this Atma have left the body big as a thumb presently. The family is keeping a deer being lit at the house because the Garu Puran says the Atma faces darkness. But this body will be placed in the fire to be burnt tomorrow, and the 5 elements will return to the respectful places. While this Atma is roaming among us, we must give this Atma something called a subtle body. Because it's the only way this soul or the Atma is going to receive all what you all are going to give on behalf of her. Because we have something called the Daskrat. Daskrat means 10. The family has the Daskrat ceremony, and then we have the Madhyam Shodashi. Madhyam Shodashi means the 13 days. And then later on we have the Uttam Shodashi, meaning the 1 year. But in today's society, we have seen where people decide to do it in 1 day time. And I'm sorry to tell you, my friends, a mother took 9 months to bring us in this world. It takes 9 months to develop a baby. It only takes 10 days to develop a body for our beloved mother Atma. But today we see people asking the Pandits, Pandit, we can do it in 1 day time? In 1 day time we want to do everything, my friends, and it's not possible. Do not practice doing the wrong thing, my friend, because I'll tell you something. We're not doing no dead puja here or no dead work here. Everything we are doing, it is for Lord Vishnu and Lord Krishna. And that is how our beloved mother is going to be able to receive everything when she receives a subtle body, my friends. So it takes 10 days to give those pindars. And while we offer on the kush grass came from the hair of Lord Vishnu, and we nut the kush grass because Lord Brahma, Lord Vishnu, Lord Shiva resides on the kush grass. And from then what's tomorrow, your mother, the Atma, is able to receive everything through the kush grass where Brahma, Vishnu, and Lord Shiva resides. So beloved devotees, there is no shorthand. Today, Mother made many sacrifices bringing us in this world. And that is why it is prescribed through our scriptures to make such offerings so that can help her Atma. And so offering these pindars, tomorrow pindars will be offered to protect the body while we take the body to the cremation site. But then once every day the family shall offer pindars, that's what you call the rice ball, that protects and to give nourishment to the Atma, your mother's Atma. It is said in Garu Puran, on the 13th day after receiving the body, performing the Gita Dan, the Atma begins the journey as a traveler. And so that's why, my friends, it is said beautifully in our scriptures, we must perform the Antishti Samskar correctly, because remember, this is the last Antishti Samskar, the last rites you performing for her, as we thank our beloved mother for the life that she has shared among all of us today. Oh, Mama. Oh Mother, how sweet is your love, Mom. You're the vast ocean of love. And your love reminds us about that great compassion you pour for us. You protect your child with every breath and is the savior of our lives at every step. माँ तेरी ममता कितने प्यारी, तुझे माँ प्यार जगाते हैं। माँ तेरी ममता कितने प्यारी, तुझे माँ प्यार जगाते हैं। श्वास श्वास की रक्षा करते, पग पग ताली बजाते हैं। माँ तेरी ममता कितनी प्यारी, तुझे माँ प्यार जगाते हैं। As much as our mother does, my friends. It is said, now me Dharmirata, Jab Duniya mein aaya. For 9 months, her mother took us in her own belly, and whatever she placed in her mouth of hers, she shared half of it to us. And that's why no matter what takes place, never relinquish the love of mothers. for those who have mothers alive, cherish them. The day will come, our parents will depart from our lives, my friends. And all we can do is thank Bhagwan for her life. And Bhagwan have granted us the opportunity that we can create something, like you said, Didi. All you're left with is memories. And that's why I often tell devotees, create as much memories you can. Because when someone departs from our lives, that's what we're going to left with, my friends. And that's how we can continue a journey of our lives. Our parents came from very hardship, my friends. Where I came from Trinidad, from Guyana. They came and all the way to in this place called America. And they worked their way through lives, my friends. So today we thank Bhagwan that we are able to perform the Anti-Shri Samskar. And Shri Garu Puran tells us, the only way you can repay your mother or father, how can you repay them? Something called parental kindness. When you perform the Anti-Shri Samskar and the last rites. This is how you repay them. Everything you do for your parents while they're alive, that's your sacred duty, my friends. But while they're living, you look after the needs, that's your duty. But Shri Garu Puran tells us, only when we lift the coffin, only when we perform the last rites, this is how we shall repay our parents, my friends. So today we want to thank Bhagwan Sri Krishna, and like I explained to you all very beautifully, that where and what happens to the Atma. This Atma receives a body after being big as a thumb on the dustcloth, receives a body when you put all the pin as big as a fist. And when we perform the Uttam Shudashidi 1 year, the Atma receives a body big as a child. So everything takes its course and journey, my friends. And while the Atma travels, it is said, Shri Garu Puran, there are 16 cities the Atma may have to go through, my friends. But Bhagwan Sri Ram says, why wait for somebody to offer on behalf of you when I have given you 2 hands to do it for yourself? We are so blessed to do whatever and what is necessary so that we can return to Param Atma, my friends. So please look after this beautiful opportunity of life that God has given to you and I, my friends. And today, as we thank Bhagwan once again, we ask Lord Krishna to bless our Atma. सावन सा मिले नाता सचे संग के बहाना है चलो सचे संगा चला चलो सचे संगा चला हमें हरि गुण गाना है कृष्ण भगवान की सावन सा मिले ना सावन सा मिले ना चलो सत्य संग का चला चलो सत्य संग का चला हरि हरि बोलो गाना मेरा गोपाल आओ मेरे राधे मेरा गोपाल मेरा गोपाल मेरा गोपाल आओ मेरे राधे बेचाते प्यार बेचाते प्यार हमें जनमाना सावन सा मिले ना ओ सत्य के बहाना चलो सत्य संग का चला हमें हरि गुण गाना आओ मेरे बनवारी बनवारी आदि बनवारी बनवारी आदि बनवारी झूठा पुकार नहीं है आओ मेरे बनवारी सीता पलाजो सीता पलाजो मेरे लाल सत्संग पाना चलो सत्संग चला हमें हरि गुण गाना जेरा गुण गुणगन है आओ मेरे जान के जीवन जेरा गुण आओ मेरे जान के जीवन विष्णु के अवतार मेरी सीता के राम है सावरा सा मिले राम का सत्संग बहाना चलो सत्संग चला हरि हरि बोल गाना सावरा सा मिले सावन सा मिले राम का ओ सत्संग बहाना चलो सत्संग चला हमें हरि गुण गाना हमें हरि गुण गाना हरे हरि गुण गाना कृष्ण भगवान की जय. So when death strikes us, my friends, as much as we're here to pay respect to our body, whenever we leave a funeral, we must leave with a message, my friends. Because when we look at the body laying in the box, this body is not taking home anything with him or her. Many times we see where people fighting among themselves. They're fighting for car, house, land, a foot of land. And people, they are 6 feet waiting for you to bury or a place waiting to burn your body. So while, my friends, we hear Bhagwan tells us that prepare yourselves, fight to survive and fight for moksha, my friends, for salvation, for the Atma. Garu Puran tells us, chapter 16, a house again, a motoka again, good and bad actions again, a human body, never again. You may never get a human body to use again, my friends. And that's why, devotees, we must respect the opportunity God has given to us. Look after the body that was given to us. If we read the Garu Puran in chapter 16, he teaches us a lot, my friends, how we should take care of this body, how this body, one day, my friends, depart from this world, and the Atma merges to Paramatma one day, my friends. So, this is a blessed opportunity, and we should look after it. So Bhagwan Sri Krishna, as he tells us in Bhagavad Gita, the Atma lives on forever. And so, my friends, as we pay respect, asking Prabhu to please bless his Atma, as his beautiful bhajan tells us. Even Bhagwan Krishna had to depart from this world. Bhagwan Ram, my friends, had to leave this world. Even if you're God, whether you're Devta, once you take human birth, my friends, we must depart from this world. Okay. So let me sing this last bhajan. I know the next group is here also too. Huh? No. So, Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsacharmardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vanne Jagat Guru Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Namah. छोड़ चले गणेशा छोड़ चले गणेशा छोड़ चले गणेशा गणेशा गणेशा. When Bhagwan Krishna was leaving, it is said, all the Jamuna, the river started to cry, also the trees, the birds. सुना सुना लागे बीरज गाना गोकुल के चोर चले रे सुना सुना लागे बीरज गाना जमुना रोए मधुमन रोए रोए करम की जय हो रोए करम की जय बराबर लेना रोए गवाए रोए मिर्च के गैया रहा रोत करे रोए मन सकीना गद गले पल्ले जी असमन से बदलेना असमन से बदलेना आजा खाना नाजा खाना नाजा खाना रुकियो के पिछड़े नदिया करो ये बड़े रोए ये गाना सुना सुना बीरज गाना प्रेम दीवानी रानी बरसे नैन में पानी बरसे नैन में पानी शुभ किस्सा पकाना हारे गाना हारे Thank you very much. May that Atma attain liberation. It's a special time to each and everyone. Also, thank you.
Check. Sisters and brothers, for the last half an hour and more, you were listening to Pandit Dhanraj Rishi as he was using scripture to bring out to all of us some very important messages, how important it is for the disposal of the body, and what are some of the rituals being done according to the Hindu scriptures. And I know that this family, they are a mixture of different religious belief systems, and I know that we ought to respect all the systems of the world, because each and every religious system has their own way of disposing their body and of their rituals. And so he was only just telling you what is it that the Hindu scripture, the Garud Puran, spoke of. I know quite many times what he has said, that yes, we try to fill the ocean in a cup, but sometimes that becomes impossible. I'd like to thank him very much for his contribution here this evening. And at this point in time, I'd like to invite Kerry, Amin, Jason, and Brandon to make their contribution to this the farewell ceremony of their grandma. Kerry, you're going to pass the mic to the podium.
That condition, it simply exists, strong, steady, no matter what. She gave everything she had to the people she loved. Every sacrifice, every prayers, every sleepless night was done for her family. So much of who we are comes from her. Her strengths run through us, her love lives in us. And because of her, we are Her love lives in us. Because of her, we are forever changed. She didn't always need many words. When she spoke, we listened, because her words came from a lifetime of experience, love, and resilience. She taught us lessons without even sitting us down to teach them. She showed us how to love, how to endure, and how to give without expecting anything in return. What hurts the most is knowing that the world keeps moving, even though ours has stopped. There are many moments ahead where we instantly reach for her when we need comfort, guidance, or just to hear her voice one more time. And that absence leaves a silence that feels unbearable. But even in this pain, I know this is my grandma. Love doesn't end here. It did not die with her. It surrounds us still, in our memories, in our laughter, in the way we love one another. Every time we choose kindness, every time we show strength in hard moments, we honor her. My grandma, thank you for loving us so fondly. Thank you for the sacrifice no one saw and the strength you never bragged about. Thank you for being our safe place, our example, our foundation. We carry you with us for the rest of our life. Though today is filled with grief, it is also filled with gratitude. Gratitude for the years we had, the love she gave, and the legacy she left behind. Her life mattered, her love mattered, and she will never be forgotten. Saying goodbye is the hardest thing we'll ever do. but we take comfort in knowing your love remains. Rest peacefully, Ma. We'll miss you every single day. We love you beyond words.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you for being here. I'm gonna tell you I will tell you a little bit about my grandma. One of the best grandma you could have in this whole entire world. That's my ma. I have my mother, yes. When I go there, although we don't live there anymore, when I go, my mother will be there and ma will be there. As soon as I say ma, she will be the first one to answer, even though I call my mother ma as well. My grandma is the best grandma you could ever ask for. She teaches so much. She teach me so much. To be kind, helpful, even though you don't receive anything. She said, help anyone you could help. The blessing may not fall on you, but it will fall on generation going down. I don't think in a million years I will have a grandpa like this again. Ma, I love you. I have a lot of memories with you. And thank you for being the best grandma in the world. Thank you.
Sisters and brothers, it was so beautiful to listen to Carrie, and more so to listen to Jason, right? The grandkids. Oh, that's Brandon, sorry. You know, every grandchild will tell you that grandparents love them more than they love their own children. I'm talking to you a little bit from experience, because I have been experiencing this. We find more time for our grandkids because why? We were busy trying to look after our own children, no? And so when time comes and they give you grandkids, it is then you retire, or then you try to find time to fill in the gaps that you didn't do with your children. And that is why grandparents and grandchildren have a different bond. Brandon, you spoke beautiful. Carrie, you also. And I can imagine the sentiments that you're trying to express here this evening, losing your grandma, Chandrawatti Sansarran. Sisters and brothers, 84 long years. She would have given to her family so many beautiful memories. And I have on the program Reflections by Families and Friends. And if you know that you would like to come up and to say something, well then please come up and indicate to us so that we can have you on the little program that is made out here. I'm now going to ask Selena Mangru to make her contribution.
Good evening, everyone. Today we gather here with heavy hearts to say goodbye to someone who meant more to me than words can truly express. My grandmother, Ma. Ma wasn't just my grandmother, she was my home. I lived with her my entire life, and I slept next to her for almost 16 years. She helped my mom raise me. She wasn't just a grandparent who called and visited. She was there every single day. She guided me, she corrected me, she protected me, and she loved me. I was raised by two strong women, and she was one of them. Because of her, I grew up surrounded by constant care, strength, and unconditional love. Ma's life wasn't easy. She struggled through so much, yet she carried herself with resilience and determination. She left her home country of Guyana to come to New York so her children and her grandchildren could have a better life. She sacrificed comfort, everything she knew, and so much more, so we all could have opportunities she may never have. That kind of love is powerful. That kind of strength built this family. I also find comfort in knowing that we always reminded her how much she meant to us. We made sure she knew she was loved. We made sure she knew she was appreciated. And I hope she carried that love with her every single day. Losing her felt like I lost a part of myself. It's hard to imagine going home and not seeing her there, but what gives me comfort is knowing that the love that she gave didn't disappear. It lives in our family, in our values, and in the opportunity that she worked so hard to give us. Ma, thank you so much for raising me. Thank you so much for protecting me. Thank you so much for sacrificing so much so we can have a better life. Thank you for being our foundation. Rest peacefully. I will miss you every day, but I will love you for the rest of my life.
Thank you very much, Selena. Another set of beautiful words being expressed there as they celebrate the life of their grandma. You know, Panditji was explaining to all of us that a day will come like this when we all will have to go. But sisters and brothers, I'd like all of you to know that death is just another journey in life. It's a graduation stage. Because without birth there cannot be no death, and without death there cannot be no birth. And he was telling you, and like we all say, this body is made up of 5 elements. And all scripture of the world will tell you that these 5 elements, when you cremate the body, they go back to their respective places. Today's science will tell you that when you take out the water element from the body, the space element from the body, it says what is left can be fitted into a matchbox. If you take me to the crematorium when I die, and even to the mother, you take her to the crematorium, what they will give you back, the ashes in. A little urine, right? But in that also encompasses the box that she was cremated in. And so our body is just a little bit of ash. And some scripture will say, from dust to dust. No? So what is it that really dies? If all the elements, they go back to their respective places, nothing dies. Because it is going to come back again. And friends, I want the family to understand this, that nothing dies. You're only going to say goodbye to your mom in this body. For 84 long years she was here. She had a purpose. And all of us, we have a purpose. But how many of us understand what is our purpose? You know, we live life like the clock. In circles, we go around in circles every day. We get up, we go to the job, we come back, we cook, we eat, we look after the children, we go to bed, and the next morning we do the same thing again and again. Day in, day out, isn't that so? Yes? We do that. But then have we found the time to take care of that which lives within this body? And some may call it the spirit, some may call it the soul. And you would have heard that that which we call the spirit or which we call the soul does not die. And that is what creates, that is what lives on with the memories. And that is what comes back. Friends, when they come back in your own family, like Pandit would have said, he says, if we have so much attachment, those souls will come back. When you see your grandchildren and when you see some family member, you say, oh my gosh, These people, this kid really resemble my mom or my dad. Isn't that so? Their actions are like that of my mom or my dad. I say to one of my grandchild, I think you're my mother, I'll come back here. You know? Yeah, that's the way they behave. Because what happens? Those DNA, that memory becomes a DNA that is handed down to all of us. Today, science tells you about your DNA. Science tells you about your DNA. And when you go to the doctor, what happens? They ask you for a long list, isn't that so? Of your parents and your grandparents, if they had diabetes, if they had heart problem. What happens? Also, it is a DNA. They're trying to track your DNA come down. So the family, I'd like you to know that it is your mom's, this body that she's now in, that soul that is housed in this body is now going. But the memories that she has created with you is what will live on. Her job and her journey, her karma in this body is now finished. It will take another body and it will go on. And so, as you say farewell to her, we ask and we pray. We say, oh God, children are saying, our hearts are so much filled with pain. Oh God, take away those pain from our lives. The bhajan says, Dukh dur kar hamara, sansar ki rachaiya, jaldi se do sahara. Nobody to turn to, and every morning she'll go to her altar and she'd beg at the feet of divine to give her the strength and the courage. She'll ask for the strength and the courage to be given to her. She's begged? She said, Hanuman Baba, give me strength and give me faith and give me courage so that I can live my days. She was a bhakta of Hanumanji. Tonight I know that that soul is listening here. And that soul is saying, He dukh bhanjana Maruti Nandana. If you sing the song, the families, if you know the song, sing with me. Sun lo Pavan Sut Binati Barambar. Hey Dukha Bhanjan, oh God, you were the remover of all pains. When she was alive, she was asking to remove her pains, and the family knew her pain because they themselves were going through those pains in life. And so she says, Sunalo meri pukar, listen to my clarion call, oh God. When she was alive, she was calling for God to listen to her call. Now the children are asking God to listen to their call. You, oh God, listen to our calls and take away the pain that we are going through. He dukh bhanjan Maruti Nandan, Sunalo meri pukar. Sutavimeti Marabar, Pavan Sutavimeti Marabar. He dukh bhanjana Maruti Nandana, Sunalo meri pukar. Pavan Sutavimeti Marabar, Pavan Sutavimeti Marabar.
At this point in time, I'm going to ask, is there anybody in the audience who would like to say something, to come up and to make their contributions?
Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram. Jai Shri Ram. She was the devotee of Sri Hanumanji. And Sri Hanumanji is the devotee of Prabhu Sri Ram. Correct. Dear friends and family, we meet like this too often these days. I stood before you just a few months ago with heavy hearts. We meet again. In these moments, it's very encouraging when I was listening to the grandchildren. For the love that she has left with each and every one of you, we pray together as a family that you will continue to shine in her love. The photos that were showing, I am the youngest child of Mr. Rambilas. And your Ma, I believe she's 1 month younger than our Ma that's sitting with you tonight. We all will face this day. We will all come to this day. And this great Sanatana Dharma of ours, as my dear sister was saying to you, Anpalji, and you would have listened over these last few nights, and depending on your tradition, for the next 13 nights, about what the greatness of this body does for us. What is our purpose? Is it just our titles? Is it just to acquire things? In the Sanatana Dharma, it tells us about dharma and karma. We take these impressions that are called vasanas with us. You've heard multiple times, what's dying? What is dying is this connection that we have through our love for someone who represented greatness in front of us, inside of us, beneath us. The grandchildren said this, yes? No one greater than Ma. When the patriarch of the family leaves, we may suffer a little bit with sustenance. But when the matriarch leaves, we become unraveled because the glue that holds us together is this mother that is laying beside us today. All of you know my spouse by the name Kennard. He is the most loving person that I know. He loves all of you very much. And when he speaks about his poor, he tells me about her challenges and how very hard she has worked for her family. So that legacy, you have a lot to live up to. Our parents do very, very much for us. And in this time of your grief and sorrow, bhajan and kirtan is there for us to uplift ourselves. This name Ra-A-Ma is representing the energy of Surya, the energy of Agni that was taken out of the body, and Ma, the energy of Soma. We have three bodies: the physical body, the mental body, the astral body, the causal body. Elements are gone, that's the physicality. Yes? And that mental part of us, this Ma, in the name of Ra-A-Ma, is the psychological part of us. When Didi was talking about the impressions that are left behind, you may come across someone in this room that looks exactly like her. What is remembering this imprint, everybody? Science is telling us the DNA, right? The rishis and the munis of Sanatana Dharma, the scientists of the lab of Sanatana Dharma, gave us the formula to live by. One of the most simple things that you can do in this yuga that we live in right now is bhajan and kirtan. So please help me as we chant the name of Prabhu Sri Ram. For she was a devotee of Hanumanji. And the blessings of Hanumanji and Prabhu Sri Ram go hand in hand. So chant with me, everybody. Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram, Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram,
Shri Ram,
Jai Ram,
Jai Ram,
Jai Jai Ram,
Jai Jai Ram,
Shri Ram,
Shri Ram,
Jai Ram,
Jai Ram,
Jai Jai Ram,
Jai Jai Ram,
Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Sita Ram,
Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Sita Ram, Sita Ram,
Radhe Shyam, 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 Radhe Shyam,
Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam,
Raja Ram, 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 Raja Ram,
Raja Ram, Raja Ram, Raja Ram, Raja Ram, Raja Ram, Raja Ram, Raja Ram, Raja Ram,
Sita Ram, Sita Ram,
Sita Ram, Sita Ram,
Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam,
Radhe Shyam, Radhe Shyam,
Raja Ram, Raja Ram,
Raja Raja Ram.
भरे भाग्य मानुष तन पाओ सुर दुर्लभ सब ग्रंथन गाओ. All of our scriptures tells us about the greatness of this body that has come upon us by our good deeds. It gives me great happiness to sit with you here, stand before you here tonight, to have been a part of her legacy. She was beautiful to look at. Still beautiful to look at. Always I will tell Ray, you call him Kennard, I know him by Ray, that she's very beautiful. And I hope that we, as we walk on her shoulders of her hard work, can upkeep this hard work. So to this family, we share your pain. We love you very much. And thank you for including us from the Ramvilas family. We stand with you. We are here for you. Jai Shri Ram.
Sister made an impression on me, and I even sent her a message now and again on WhatsApp. Can you believe it? I can't remember her name. Vidya, it's a pleasure for you to be here and to share with us those beautiful words and messages, nailing the nail that yes, it's the DNA that comes back. And sisters and brothers, at this time I'm going to invite Nandini to sing for us the next bhajan, and I'm going to ask if there is anybody else from the family or friends who would like to do some reflections. We'd invite you to come up, or as if not, I'm going to ask Padmini to please stand by.
Hare
हमारा कौन नहीं, तुम्हारे बिन हमारा कौन नहीं।
Thank you.
beautiful prayer line pageant to the feet of Bhagwan Krishna. Thank you very much, Nandini. And I know that Pastor Kevin is in the house, and he is a very, very close member also of this family. I'd like to ask him to make his contributions.
Thank you so much for the opportunity. May Prabhu Ishu bless abundantly all of you for being here to give support and love to the members of the Sansarran family. As the pastor of the Agape Seventh-day Adventist Church, of which the family is acquainted with, particularly Sunita Padmani and others, I bring and extend warm and deep condolences to each and every one of you. My heart goes out to you. It is hard to lose a parent, to say goodbye to a parent, whether father or mother, especially seeing how close you all were to your dear mother. And there's so much in your family, there's so much love and affection and togetherness that I've observed. And I know that Ma dearly loved all of you, her children, her grandchildren, and I believe that she tried to remain alive for as long as she could, so that she could spend more time with you all. And even though she has moved on to rest, we thank God that the Lord has given you all so many years of her life, that she was able to live a good, fruitful life and live to a ripe, old, senior age, which is longevity, is a blessing from the Almighty God. And as she has been good and been a good devotee and lived up to her belief, that blessings, I believe, would and has already passed down to her children and her grandchildren. I would always remember her as a very kind-hearted, loving, caring, soft-spoken, and pleasant child of God. And with that warm, affectionate, and contagious smile. Even in this photograph here of her, you can see that beautiful smile. And all that her grandchildren said about her and others have said, let's continue to keep that good memory and let her legacy live on. Let it be seen in each of you, that everybody would be able to see Ma in you in one way or the other. Let her good deeds, her karma, continue to follow her, her dharma, her righteousness. Let that be seen in all of you. So may God bless you all, the Sansarran family, the members of the family. May God give you the strength, the comfort, the peace that you need to come through this period. And that one day, by God's grace, you'll be able to see dear Ma again. So God bless you. Have a good night. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Pastor Kevin. Is there anybody else? Reflections? Sitaram.
Sitaram, good night. Hare Krishna. Sat Shri Akal. It's not about introduction, but my name is Sun. At Bloomfield, everybody knows me as Sun. And at Bloomfield, this is my auntie. We know her by auntie, nothing more. No Chan, no this, no that. Auntie. Right? You need anything? Auntie. You go at the water side, you're hungry? Auntie. If she ain't get nothing, she'll find something. She was an architect in her whole own life. She when I know her, and Dada was alive, that's the husband, the father. He was an engineer in his own faculty, a carpenter with class. You show him the hole, and he fit you through. And Auntie was was a fighter in her own way. And the game all begins when Dada passed away. And Auntie hold that baton until now. She just showed the world how it's being done.
Yes.
She was this simple, quiet individual who will take all the bad mouthing and all the embarrassing and whatever you get to throw at her. And she will just smile and murmur a little, right? And tomorrow, she is who she is, you know. But Auntie is a fighter. Coming to America, she had proved to everyone that she can do it, you know. She could have come here an easier way, right? But circumstances didn't prevail. But she did it her way, and her way that she did it, she was able to bring the whole pack. It was a lot of work, lots of work. And you know what? We just give her that kudos. Auntie, you have done it. She have built her own foundation in America here, and how she have done it, like everyone who is successful, they have their own way. And Auntie just proved it, and she taught her kids, everyone, and everybody started to hold up to their own share, and here we are. She was this person that you can't, you know, if you're playing a game, right, you have to counter it, you know. She had this special kind of something that she will add to the game to make it quite successful. And over the years, right, we have seen a lot from her. I wouldn't say, right, that sometimes, let me be frank, right? At times she was deprived of her presence. But it's life. It's life. She's here now. What we can say about her, all the good things. But Auntie have weathered the storm, and she has done it, and she has put her children on a perfect foundation to stand, and they can continue this battle that we call life. Before I end, please join me in my prayers. Pujaya Raghavendraya Satyatarmarataya Cha Bhajatam Kalparukshaya Namatam Kamadenave Apadamauli Pariyantam Guru Nama Krutim Smare Tena Vignaha Pranashyanti Siddhyanti Chamano Ratana Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kansa Chanura Marganam Devaki Paramanandam Shri Krishnan Vande Jagadguru Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama bolo Shri Guru Raghavendra ki jai.
Thank you very much.
Give me 2 minutes more, please. And maybe you know it better than I do, right? Our favorite is. मत कर तू अभिमान रे बंदे, चूकी है से काम रे, मत कर तू अभिमान रे बंदे, चूकी है शान रे, मत कर Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, son, for that beautiful, your beautiful contributions. If there is anybody else, well, then I'm going to take you after we ask Pado to make her contribution. Somebody else is coming up? No. So can you allow Pado to make her?
It's fine. Auntie Shamina, it's okay.
Okay.
Come.
All right. Sorry. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Ram Ram. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you all for being here to celebrate the life of my mother, my adopted mother. Some people say family is defined by blood. My mother proved every day that family is defined by love. She chose me in her own way and loved me without hesitation, without condition, and without limits. She taught me kindness, compassion, not because she had to, but because of her nature. She showed strength in quiet moments and warmth in every hug. Today we remember her, not for the years she lived, but for the love she gave, and that love will continue in all of us who are lucky enough to know her. Mother, thank you for choosing me as your daughter, for loving me, and for being my mother in every way that matters. Even though you are no longer here with me, I can still feel your love. I will carry you in my heart forever. I will love you and I miss you dearly. Rest in peace, my beautiful angel. Thank you.
Thank you very much. That was so beautiful. You know, I have an 87-year-old friend, and she always fights my mother and says, "That's not your daughter, she's my daughter." So I can imagine her feelings. Thank you very much, Pado. It's your turn to take the microphone and make your contributions.
Good evening, everyone. That's how I would say it, but Ma would want me to say Ram Ram, everyone. For those of you who don't know me, I am Sunita's daughter, Ma's eldest granddaughter. I want to thank all of you for being here to honor and remember her. It means so much to us to see how many lives she touched. We're not only here to mourn her passing, but to celebrate the incredible life she lived. Chandrawatti Sansarran, lovingly known to many as Auntie Chan and Ma, was born on August 12, 1941 in Leguan, Essequibo Island, Guyana, to her parents Mr. and Mrs. Kamtapasad Rambilas. She was the youngest daughter in a family of 4 children. As an infant, she moved with her parents from Leguan to Port Morant, Berbice, where she spent her formative years and began the journey that shaped the woman we know and love. She received her early education at Rose Hall Roman Catholic Primary School, and later she attended trade school, where she learned sewing and became a skilled seamstress. For those of you who knew Ma from back home in Guyana, you would know that Ma could sew anything. She used to sew half slips, nightgown, underwear. You know, right? Yes. Ma could sew anything. And just before Ma passed, Ma could still thread a needle at night. And you would hear my Guyanese dialect fluently because Ma was never, she was never anyone but Ma to me. She didn't have double standards. You wouldn't hear her speak to you in English and then somebody else comes to her door and then she gone broken down. She was Ma. Come, Ram, how you do? So she was a seamstress at heart. And I promised her that I would learn to sew. I hope that materializes at some point in my life. In 1958, at a tender age of 15, she got married to Leonard Sansarran. From their union came 9 children, 5 girls, Gita, Sunita, Babita, Jenny, and Pinky, and 4 boys, Ramesh, Robin, who most of us know as Max, Kumar, and the youngest, Jagdish, who we used to call Bai and Kakbal. We know how wicked he was, right? Yes. Although still a child herself, she stepped into marriage and motherhood with strength and determination. From that point forward, her life became centered on family, sacrifice, and resilience. In 1987, her husband passed away. And from that moment until her passing, she lived as a widow for 46 years. In 1989, she migrated here to the United States, stepping into a brand new country alone, with little to no money and nothing but faith and determination to guide her. We can only imagine how difficult that must have been, leaving not one child, but all of her children behind, navigating this unfamiliar place and starting from scratch. But she didn't do it for herself. She came with a purpose. She came to lay a strong foundation for her children, who she later brought to join her here. She created the opportunities. She brought them to stability because she wanted a bright future for them, something their dad could not see through. She did it alone. Even after enduring the loneliness of widowhood and the challenges of starting over in a new country, Ma's strength would be tested in ways most of us can never begin to comprehend. She endured the unimaginable heartbreak of losing her mother, then 5 of her children. All 4 of her boys, Ramesh, Robin, Kumar, and Jagdish, and then her eldest daughter, Gita, along with her eldest grandson, Joe. I don't know how someone survives grief of that magnitude. I truly don't think I could survive losing that many of my loved ones. I've seen my mother after she lost only one child. She was broken, she was shattered, and I almost lost her too. I can only imagine what Ma went through, but she did it. She was what I would call our gentle giant. Confrontation and fighting were never her ways, yet she had and possessed a fighting spirit. Her strength was quiet and unwavering, the kind that doesn't need to raise its voice to be felt. She had a remarkable ability to choose peace over proving what was right, always standing firm with dignity and grace. But hear this, she was wise with her money. Not because she lacked, but because she believed in saving for a rainy day. Making a little stretch as far as possible, that's how she operated. Even when she had little to almost nothing, Ma never complained. A habit rooted in wisdom and survival. She was the conservative type, in a dignified way. She believed in dressing properly, carrying yourself with grace, never being loud and vulgar. And I'm going to pause here and just say that all of her girls, all of her grandkids, her granddaughters, even grandsons, we were not like Ma. We are never quiet. Sitting here in the front, I mean, not Chandrawatti, but her 4 girls, I would say I see 4 fantastic women, strong, independent, dignified women. And you may not see it that way, some maybe, some don't, but that's okay. Because by this woman, they did their part. They were doing it only one way, and that was the right way. And so that's why I refer to her as our gentle giant. You didn't see her works, you felt it. There was quite elegance about her. And I see clearly how her values flowed from her to my mother and to me. My mother's eyes, I tell people, would still find me in a crowd. I would be in a room and she would hear me laugh and she would turn and I could find her eyes. I could feel her eyes finding me, like, tone it down. You are too loud, or this is not the place for it. And Ma was that way. She had the control over these girls. She listened and she didn't have to say much. Ma's love for her children was selfless and infinite. The kind of love shown not in grand gestures, but in quiet, everyday sacrifices. I'm about to tell you, almost a year ago we were here when she buried her last son. And even though he's not here, this is a memory I want to share. She would sit down and eat and still make sure to leave something aside for her children. She did that up to the very end. In the Guyanese way, you mentioned it last night, you would say, she cut she belly and mind she picnic. Who understands that and knows that, you know the meaning of that, to cut your belly. It means that she would deny self and only ensure that her kid had the best. And some of you would say, well, all mothers do that. But when you have 9 children and you're doing it as a single mother, that's a different story. Even in something as simple as a cup of tea, she was thinking of them. When her son Max was alive, he loved tea so badly. That guy could drink tea all day. And if Ma had a cup of tea, he would wait and wait. And if Ma was taking too long with the tea, he would say, Ma, you make house there? Drink now. Because he wanted that last mouthful. And she knew it. And it was their way, their inside joke. That's how they played with each other. And if that wasn't enough, when she would go to the Jandy house back in the day, you know, Jandy house is not like what you know now. You get 10 back per side, right? And you take away. You don't have to ask. Some people load you up, at least at our house. They load you up. But back in the day, it wasn't like that. I remember as a child in Guyana, you go to Jandy house and you're lucky if you get a little bit persad. If you eat it out, that's it. There was no takeaway. Ma would tie that portion that she was given and she took it home because she had a lot of mouth to feed. So there was no self in what she did. That was Ma. Endless giving. But her love didn't end there. Having barely enough for some kids when times were hard, she would never neglect other people's kids. There was always enough to share. Let's talk about how deeply religious Ma was. You heard all the bhajans here. You've heard the tributes, and I don't think I can do her justice by saying how religious and how much she believed in every decision she made, that she was guided. And sometimes I wonder how after losing so much, one can still be so faithful and have such strong faith. Her faith was not something she practiced occasionally. It was something woven into her everyday life. The moment her eyes opened in the morning, the first words from her lips were to call to Lord Hanuman. What did she say? Mahabir Swami, asking for strength to face the day. Throughout the day, she would softly chant the Hanuman Chalisa. The familiar rhythm of the verses filled her home with peace. She carefully planned her yearly puja, ensuring everything was done properly and with devotion. Even as she grew older, oh my goodness, she's made me, at one point I was so presumptuous. I remember I'm gonna pause here. I remember when I was a child, Ma was always old. Ever since I was little, Ma was old. And do I dare say Ma is old? So when I thought I was of age and I was in the company of everyone, I was like, testing it out. Like, Ma, how old are you? And I feel like you've been this way all the time. And then I said to her, Ma, how come you always old? Ever since I've been small, you old and you still old. Like, was there a time when you were young? And as we were putting the pictures together for this slide, have you seen her wedding picture up there? My goodness. I said to myself, she's beautiful. And as she's laying there in all white, when we were getting her outfit, I was saying, Ma doesn't need to be in white. Let's dress her up. Let's give her gold. Let's put her in pink. And I'm thinking, that's what I would want. But her girls here, oh my God, forced to be reckoned with. They were like, nope, Ma needs to be in white. And if you know Ma, she finds happiness in the simplest things. When she saw her children happy, that's what she wanted. When her home was filled with the laughter of grandkids, when we would visit and we were loud, she would never tell us you're too loud. She loved having us in her home, and because it was the happiness she worked to achieve. Even when she grew, I'll continue. Even when she grew older and sitting for long hours became difficult, she never neglected her God or her religion. Her body failed her, but her faith never did. Now you know her daughters, and you know they can cook. Do you know that they never stop cooking? Yeah. Let me just tell you who's the cause of all of that. It's Ma. Ma was a great baker. At Christmas time, she makes a really good, the damn good black cake. And this is the black cake, like long time black cake, not the browning what they put in it now and sell at Bakewell. A good black cake. And black cake tastes good when it has icing. And Ma did it right. It was just thin enough that it wasn't too sweet, the icing, but you were tasting the black cake too. She was good at the cassava pone, and there was something else. Selena said it, her coconut buns. Yes. So the skills the girls have now, they're all from the mastermind, Ma. Just before she passed, I would say Christmas 2023, we all FaceTime Ma on Christmas morning, and we were at our homes. We were in Jersey, Pinky mostly was in Jersey, Jen, New York. So we all called to FaceTime and tell Ma, what we were doing. And she just listened, and there was a sadness in her voice. She asked what we were cooking and what we would do later in the day. And I realized in that moment that while we were all in our homes celebrated, having a good time on Christmas Day, she was not surrounded by her children and grandchildren the way she used to be. And so I said to myself, I believe Brandon was there, I said, how about the last Saturday of every year, we show up at Ma's house? And we've been doing that for the past 2 years, where we just celebrate her. So all of the tributes her grandkids gave tonight, all of the thank yous we wanted to say, all of the jokes we wanted to tell, all of once she gave Christopher $500 and sent him to Rose Hall and tell him what to buy, a long list. And then she said, and the change you could buy something at Spready's. Now, for those of you who went back to Guyana recently, you can't even, I don't know, what can you buy with $500? Nothing, it's of no value. But in her head, $500 was a lot of money. And so he couldn't disappoint her. He said, all right, Ma, I'll get the stuff. So you've been seeing some pictures here, groups. We were in groups with red, another year in white, we were all black. We spent that for the past 2 years, we spent it with Ma. It was gonna be our family tradition, where our immediate family meets with her kids, grandkids, great-grandkids, and the in-laws. We meet up at the house, and we say what we wanted to say while she could hear us. Because quite frankly, telling her I love her now means nothing, but it mattered when she heard me. And I was happy that we had the opportunity, most of us in the family, we did it when we could. She heard the grandkids say, Ma, I love you, and I love that you're beautiful. And I'm happy that she heard it then when it meant something. Ma's life was not easy. It was marked by sacrifice, resilience, faith, and immeasurable love. But through it all, she remained dignified, gentle, strong, and devoted. It's like I'm echoing what everyone here said tonight. She was our foundation. And I'm so saddened by the fact that I have to talk about her and use past tense, because that means that she's no longer with us. She was always at the heart of everything. If you have visited our family home, I say our family home because where she was at, that's where our family was. That's where home is. Have you ever been into 10549 on 133rd Street? Have you ever not seen Ma in that living room? She was always there, and I feel like she's not there now, but she's in a better place in my heart, in our hearts. She was always present, and like someone said, she was our glue. She held us together. So she may not be here with us now, but I know that she's holding your hands to her 4 beautiful, strong girls. Just like she did it, I know you can do it too. She had faith in all of you. She did the hardest part, and I know she made it easy for you. And though she's no longer physically here with us, the values she lived by, strength, discipline, faith, generosity, live on in her children, her grandchildren, and now her great-grandchildren. Before I forget, we wanted to have this room filled with flowers. Like all over, full of flowers. When she got sick, she would tell my mother, "Donna, you will go outside and check my plant." In the summertime, she wanted the front yard to have a lot of flowers. And I used to tell her, "Ma, you don't even have strength to go outside and take care of this garden. How you expect the flowers just to grow?" We would joke with her a lot. And she would say, "Well, are you going and check them flowers now? Water them now?" But the colors you see tonight, she would have loved them. Bright, beautiful flowers. We used to get her flowers a lot because she would tell us, "Give me my flowers now when I can see them and enjoy them. I love their colors. I don't want a truckload when I'm dead." We still have flowers, but we would have given her the flowers, all of the flowers in different forms, when she was alive. So rest peacefully, Ma. Your work here is done. She leaves behind a family who loved her dearly and will forever cherish her memories. She's survived by her 4 daughters, Sunita, Babita, Jenny, and Pinky, and of course, her adopted daughter, Auntie Shamina, her sons-in-law, Patrick and Derek, grandchildren, Padmini, Carrie, Varsha, Shalini, Selena, Gilly, Jason, Brandon, Christopher, and Syed. Grandsons-in-law, Cole, Michael, Nicholas, Mikhail, and Sanjay. Granddaughters-in-law, Nisa, Jessica, Priya, Varsha, Anissa, Mishana. Great-grandchildren, Kara, Jaden, Joanna, Charlotte, Gabriella, Alexi, Victoria, Geeta, Mahesh, Arya, Amaya, Samira, Zach, Shivani, Aklima, Arisha, and Samaya. And she has a lot of nieces and nephews on both sides. Her sister-in-law, Mami Chupati and Babsi, and her neighbors, Avinash, Sharkman, and Rudy.
Check. That was a very beautiful and in-depth eulogy. Thank you very much, Patpani. And at this time, we ask Sunita to make her contribution. Sunita.
Whatever happened, we should be thankful and grateful for life. I did not write a speech. I wanted to say so many things. I have so many things to say about my mother. But we are against time, and I will just go ahead and move the vote of thanks. But before I do that, I want to leave a message here with us tonight. And that message is for all those of you who have your mothers with you, cherish her. Worship her as your earthly God. I'm saying this here tonight because we have lost our mom, our mother, and she's not coming back. And I want to tell you here tonight that I have the faith that one day I will see my mother again. Cherish your mother. Love her. Tell her every day how much you love her. And the list goes on. Another message I want to leave with you guys here today. Leave with us. Tomorrow is not promised. Whatever we have in this world here, it doesn't belong to us. All of it is lent to us. We are not taking anything with us. Whatever we have to do today, let us do it today. Let's not wait for tomorrow. Love each other. Respect each other. Care for each other. And not only within your family. Reach out to others. I am telling you this because that's what my mom taught us to do. Hug each other very often. Tell each other as siblings, as brothers and sisters, as family members, hug each other. Don't let this tongue that God has lent to us be a knife to cut your flesh. I know many times our tongue can cut skin. Let it cut only the skin. Don't let it ever cut your flesh. Go to that extent to cut your flesh. We're siblings not talking to each other for years and years over a plot of land. And at the end of the day, when all is said and done, we are leaving that piece of land behind. Let us love each other. Tonight, as we stand here and I am not saying goodbye to my mother. We are saying farewell to her. For goodbye means we are not going to see each other again. Farewell means we will see her again. Ma, I'm looking forward to see you. We are looking forward to see you. Thank you for all the years of your life you have given to us, Ma. Thank you so much. We are so proud of you. I am who I am today because of Ma. Tonight I stand here strong, brave, and independent. And the list goes on because a strong woman raised me. She brought me into this world and she raised me. She raised us well. And now I would like to say a special thank you to every one of you who are here with us tonight, who are supporting us here tonight to say farewell to our mother.
for all the messages, all the texts, all the phone calls, all the visitations. I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. It's much appreciated. And I want to apologize to you for all the times you call and we couldn't take your calls. None of the texts and the call, none of it goes unnoticed. I want, from the bottom of my heart and on behalf of my 3 sisters, our children and grandchildren, I want to say thank you, thank you, thank you. May God bless you and we love you. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
Thank you very much, Sunita ji and sisters and brothers. There we have had it for this evening. I don't know if this Virgin funeral service is going to say our 9 o'clock has elastic. It stretches. It doesn't end. And so at this point in time, I'm going to invite all of you, let's stand as we do the concluding prayers. As you're doing that, we'd like to say, अच्छी अच्छी प्यारी प्यारी भोली भाली माँ ओ अच्छी अच्छी प्यारी प्यारी भोली भाली माँ ओ दुनिया भर की खुशियाँ हमको देने वाली माँ Memories of you will forever be with us regardless where you are. जब जब बहार आए और फूल मुस्कुराए माँ तुम याद आए माँ तुम याद आए जब जब भी चांद निकला और तारे जगमगाए माँ तुम याद आए माँ तुम याद आए माँ तुम याद आए. And this is one beautiful final night that all of you will be together, and so we say सुहानी रात ढल चुकी ना जाने तुम कब आओगे सुहानी रात ढल चुकी ना जाने तुम कब आओगे चुकी ना जाने तुम कब आओगे ना जाने तुम कब आओगे ना जाने तुम कब आओगे. Together in prayers we say, O God, bless the soul of this mother who's passed on. And bless the family, give them the strength, the faith, the courage to accept the loss of a beloved. Om Trayambakam Yajamahe Sugandhim Pushtivardhanam Urvarukumim Vandhanan Mrityurmukshyaamritat Anathinitno Deva Shanta Chakra Galadhara Akshaya Pundari Kaksham प्रेत मोक्ष प्रदोर भव नारायणं सुरश्रेष्ठं लक्ष्मीकांत वरप्रदे अनेन तर्पणेनाथ प्रेत मोक्ष Antariksham Shanti, Prithvi Shanti, Rapa Shanti, Ushadeva Shanti, Vanaspatya Shanti, Vishvedeva Shanti, Brahma Shanti, Sarvevam Shanti, Shanti Deva Shanti Sama, Shanti Devi. राम नाम सत्य है, सबका यही घट है। राम नाम सत्य है, सबका यही घट है। राम नाम सत्य है, सबका यही घट है। प्रेम से बोलो श्री कृष्ण चंद्र भगवान की जय। Please take your seats, and in a very orderly manner we're going to do the viewing. And for your information, tomorrow the final Bidai cremation ceremony starts at 10 a.m. in the morning. 2 p.m. is the cremation, and then you're all invited for a repast at 4 p.m. at Richie Rich. So please, if you need more information, contact any members of the family. On behalf of the members of the family, we'd like to thank all of you for being here this evening and for sharing with them these beautiful moments as they say farewell to their mother. Thank you. God's blessings be with all. Safe journey home. The wake continues at the home, and so you can all please do follow up on that. And we can start now, and very nicely you meet the family, you do your viewing, and you say your goodbyes. Safe journey home. Yeah, we start one end and we come to the next, but I never materialize. I'd like to crave your attention, please. There's a white Toyota SUV blocking the gate, so it's preventing the other vehicles, if they want to come out, they're not able to. Please, thank you.